Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys from California. Before I begin, all praise is to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, who is wisdom, who is the Holy Spirit. Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. I pray that the Most High blesses this lesson this evening, gives more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past, in order to understand the events that are currently happening on the earth, so we get a much better understanding of things that are soon to come on the earth. I wanted to hit this topic again about our names and who we are. There's power in names. We are not going to allow these people to finally start to recognize all of the things that were done to us, but then still continue to ignore who we are. That's the equivalent of a murderer admitting to 400 years of murder, but then thinking that they get to come up with their own sentencing process. That is not how this is going to go down. The Most High said, in the lands where it was said we were not the Most High's chosen people, there it will be said that we are the sons and daughters of the living power. See, listen now. Listen to what they're saying. They are admitting to the fact that we have been subjugated to a lower class, not getting any justice, being enslaved, being used to build up their kingdom for the last 400 years. That's why you don't see anybody pulling out Bible verses. You don't see them pulling out Bible verses. They used to be such a Christian nation, but they refuse to admit that we are the sons and daughters of living power, because as soon as that is admitted, then they realize that they don't have the power to dictate how they're going to be punished. Now, just listen, you got all these people out here that are talking about 400 years and how now we're going to admit to how horrible things have been for these people, these black people. And it hasn't just been black people, it's been black, brown people that's gone through many things. As long as they do not admit who we are, they seem to think that they get to work out their own punishment. But see, these people, as it says, they do not admit guilt to anything. They hold themselves not guilty. So the fact that they've had 500 years to right these wrongs. See, the reason now that they're trying to right their wrongs is because they know that our power is back. They know that our power, the Most High, has turned his face back to his people. So this is why they're still, gung-ho on not allowing people to admit who we are. Even though, some of us walk around with our fringes, working around, they can tell that we know who we are, but they just ignore it because they don't want to fess up all the way 100%. They want to fess up only, the way they want to. This is scripture right here. This is, you say you're Christians. You say you love the Bible. Well, read it and see who it applies to. Genesis 15, 13, and 14. Then the Lord said to Abraham, go, know for certain that for 400 years, your descendants will be strangers in a country not their own. This country was taken from us. It was given to the Gentiles, and we were worked to death for 400 years. And that they will be enslaved and mistreated there. But I will punish the nation, they serve as slaves. And afterward, they will come out with great possessions. We're walking in to our blessing. And they are going to have to deal not with our power. And he said that after the 400 years, we were going to come out with great possessions. This is not talking about what happened in the Exodus, okay? We've already talked about that. They sojourned for 215 years. They were enslaved for, it was not 400 years. We're not going to get into that right now. So you had to go forward and look for a nation of people who are going to be enslaved for 400 years. They are admitting it all over TV now. They're admitting it. They're admitting that these people, these so-called black people, are the ones that have been, enslaved and punished for 400 years. 400 years is just about up, okay, from slavery. Slavery, in different facets, but we've been at the bottom the whole time. They don't get to treat us like this for 400 years and then just say, hey, you know what? Let's now try to vote in. Trump is really bad. Let's try to vote in Biden. Okay, you guys of both parties have had their turn to make things right for us, and neither of them has. See, that's the whole thing that they're trying to do. They're trying to make it seem like, yeah, this is the only way that you guys can get redemption is by voting for somebody else. By, let's pass them. They're all trying to rush now to pass legislation for police reform when they've been using these people to keep us at the bottom, for the last 500 plus years. The police were set up to do a certain job to keep us in line, keep us down. And that's why, that's what they were all set up for. So, they had no intentions of us being equal in the society. They had all intentions of us keeping us at the bottom. And at the end, which is exactly where we're at now, they're trying to push the whole black people, Black Lives Matter, and everything else. Hebrew lives matter. It's not about Black Lives Matter. It's about Hebrew lives matter. And coming to that realization. The sons and daughters of the Most High. What does it say? It tells you, if you bless them, okay, the Most High will bless thee. If you curse them, the Most High will curse thee. You better quickly figure out that these are the people of the Most High, and these are the ones that you need to be blessing. You can't just bless anybody. You can't just bless, all black people aren't Hebrew Israelites. So we have plenty of cousins that are not, Hebrew Israelites. They're not the chosen people. So it's very important to quickly figure out who the Most High chosen people are, because all this madness that you're seeing is because of the way that they've been treated. You see how now every time you Gentiles are looking right or left, you're realizing that things are getting worse and worse and worse, no matter which way you look, up, down, left, right. Everything that you guys have built up is being destroyed, just like in Egypt, because that's what the Most High did to the people who wronged his people. And that's exactly what he's going to do now. So you better quickly get off the whole Black Lives, all black people, and realize real quick that there are many of the Most High's chosen people, and that's what he's coming for. That's what he's coming to make right. And that's what, you start getting the scriptures and look at it from the correct perspective, you will see it if the Most High opens your eyes. See, he's opened your eyes part ways to realize that the Most High chosen people have been at the bottom this entire time. But that's only a partial awakening. I mean, I'm sure you guys all figure that out. The next thing is that Most High is coming back to redeem his chosen people. And the ones that are going to be spared are going to be the ones that Most High, has chosen to let cleave to the Most High's chosen people. The 400 years is almost up. 1619 to 2019. I've been seeing all these memes and these people talking about how bad 2020 is, how horrible it is. I'm sure you guys have seen them as well. Well, now you understand why. Because the 400-year prophecy is up. And they know it. And that's why all of a sudden they're admitting all these different things. Okay? These people have, they've done all these things to us. You got Zechariah here, 11, okay, and 15, how they hold themselves not guilty. Got killed by baby, not guilty. I killed Trayvon Martin. No, Trayvon, yeah, I'm not guilty. I shot up a movie theater, not guilty. I fought some dogs, locked my ass up. You see that? You know, I said the prophecies of the Bible are just playing themselves out all over the place. All over the place. Okay? All right. So, you know, many of the same things that they had done before aren't working anymore. You know, throwing out another a black person pretty much talking trash about our people. You know, I said that's not going to work anymore. You know, all these things right here. If you don't understand why Colin Kaepernick knelt down for police accountability in this country, this is why. And you look at all these people, all of our people that have been killed and no convictions. And, you know, the ones that killed, you know, Mr. Floyd, so they would have gotten off also had it not been for all the people going out and protesting, because they hold themselves not guilty. Again, fulfilling prophecy. You know, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Look at that right there. All these people, not guilty, not guilty. How many more of our people need to get killed? Not guilty. And then they run out, you know, this Candace Owens woman who just sits there and just downs her people and you know, just says all the things that white people want to say about us, but just throw a black face out there, and then they love her. Well, I hope that she feels good about herself and she enjoys whatever it is that she sold herself out for. I said, because that's as far as she's going to get. And these are the things that they have been doing to our people for a very long time. Hundreds of years. You can always find some sellout or some coons or whatever else, you know, to sit there and just say all of the statistics that they've made up about us. Nothing new. So these people are absolutely incapable of truth. And I'm going to have you guys check out this video right here. It shows you the senators and their reaction to when Trump sent the military out to attack the protesters who were peacefully protesting, so that he could go out and have his photo, you know, his Photoshop in front of that church. And then the next morning, they asked these Republican senators their opinion. And here's what they had to say. Check this out.
Senator McConnell, was what the president did last night the right thing to do? Do you have any concerns about what unfolded at the White House last night? Was what the president did last night right? Was it an abuse of power? Was it an abuse of power? Was what the president did and what unfolded at the White House last night appropriate?
Here, if you want to reach out to our office, feel free to.
Are you concerned at all about what happened at the White House last night?
Sorry, I'm late for lunch.
Do you think what we saw last night at the White House...
I'm late for lunch. The gassing of White House protesters, do they have a right?
I didn't watch that. Fortunately enough to know what happened.
Was that the right thing to do?
Didn't really see it.
I don't have a comment. I didn't follow.
Do you have any concerns about what we saw unfold at the White House last night with the protesters? Yes? What are your concerns?
Violence is spirit.
I think it was important for the president to go to the Church of Presidents and see the damage done by arsonists and looters.
No, I don't think it was abuse of power. I mean, listen, I think the president getting out and seeing the damage caused by the rioting is a good thing.
I was grateful to see President Trump's leadership.
I am glad the president yesterday led by going to St. John's Church.
Do you think the president is de-escalating tensions right now?
You know, it's a really tough time.
I did not think that what we saw last night was the American right.
I'm relieved that apparently there were few to no injuries last night. Apparently little or no looting. Hopefully tonight will be more peaceful even than that.
Now, you know, listening to that, you really think that these people are going to hold themselves guilty? You think these people are going to, now that they're admitting to the fact that they had us in, slavery and at the bottom for 400 years, you think they're going to vote for them to be punished? You think they're going to vote for themselves to serve out the same things that they did to us, double? Of course not. So see, they're trying to get out ahead of this. They already know that the Most High is on his way. They already know that he has awakened his people. So now they're going to admit what they did, but they're also not going to admit who we are, because then they know they have to deal with our Father, and that's not what they want. They want to make sure that they come into this truth or admit to their acts of violence on their terms. That's why they're pushing the whole Black Lives Matter, Hebrew Lives Matter. There are many people all over this world who are black who the Most High is not dealing with. His children, that's who he's dealing with. And if you guys want the opportunity for the Most High to show any kind of mercy, you need to be blessing his people. But see, the wicked don't want you to know that, because see, the wicked, they don't get that opportunity. They don't get the opportunity to help the Most High's chosen people. They're made to be wicked, and they're made to be destroyed. These people have lied for so long. Okay. And many of them, they said they don't have it in them to tell the truth. Okay. So say our names. When they're saying say our names, we're not George Floyd. We're not the names of the slave masters that you gave us. We are the sons and daughters of the Most High. That's what you should be saying. You should be, supplicating our power, getting on your knees and asking, for mercy from our power. Whatever he decides to do, as you can see, there's nothing that can stop him. He can do whatever it is he wants to do. So right here, this shows you that Black Lives Matter, calling us black, calling us all the bywords that you guys have made up for us, is not what the Most High has intended to happen in the future. It says, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be like the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured or numbered. And in the place where it was said to them, you are not my people, it shall be said to them, children of the living God, and the children of Judah and the children of Israel shall be gathered together. Okay. And they shall appoint for themselves one head, and they shall go up from the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel. They're going to be calling us the sons and daughters of the Most High. So when they're saying, say my name, and you're naming off these people's names, remember now, many of them are the Most High's chosen seed. They're the sons and daughters of the Most High. And that's what you need to be starting to, hold them up to that regard. All right. And as long as they don't, as long as you keep calling us all by these bywords, the Most High is going to keep bringing more and more plagues until you admit who the Most High's chosen people are, that they've been wronging these people for all of this time. And what has changed? I said, our people have been getting killed for a very long time. What has changed? The thing that has changed is the Most High has awakened his people and the Gentiles. He's awakened them, to the fact that they have been screwing us over for hundreds and hundreds of years. And that they can't continue like this. And see, the Most High is not going to let them continue doing that. See, every time that they shot us down or did something to us, what happened? They went ahead and made every excuse. Like, when we're protesting, you guys can't protest the flag. I can't, support you because you're protesting the flag. You're disrespecting the soldiers. They switched it. That's what happened with Colin Kaepernick. They were able to switch the whole protest. They were able to control the narrative because they had, they have everything. They have the media, they have the presidency, and they can shape it however they want. When he was calling the football players sons of bitches, and everything else, I said because they turned it to protesting the flag. What has happened from the last few hundred years till now? The last 3 years, 3 or 4 years from Colin Kaepernick till now, what happened was we finished our punishment. Now, all of a sudden, when the people are trying to do like what Drew Brees did the other day and talk about military, he got attacked. Why is that? Because the spirit has changed. The things that they did before aren't working anymore. Now they say certain things like about attacking the flag, and all of a sudden they're getting attacked because the spirit has changed. The Holy Spirit has now brought more, understanding about who we are. And now you got all people all over the world that are trying to right a wrong. You don't get to right the wrong their way. Like I said, that's the difference. Our people have been getting shot down, but all of a sudden, now that we've come to the end of the 400 years, now the response is different. And see, now these people who have been owning all these teams, you're not gonna be able to make money off the NBA players anymore. Can't make money off the MLB players no more. Can't make any money off the NFL players anymore. That's why I'm cracking up with Roger Goodell making a video talking about how they were wrong. I'm going to play a quick, they were wrong for how they treated, black people and how they've been treated, throughout the last 400 years. Let me go ahead and play that clip for you real quick. Here we go. You guys can listen here.
It has been a difficult time for our country, in particular, black people in our country. First, my condolences to the families of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and all the families who have endured police brutality. We, the National Football League, condemn racism and the systematic oppression of black people. We, the National Football League, admit we were wrong for not listening to NFL players earlier and encourage all to speak out and peacefully protest. We, the National Football League, believe Black Lives Matter. I personally protest with you and want to be part of the much needed change in this country. Without black players, there would be no National Football League. And the protests around the country are emblematic of the centuries of silence, inequality, and oppression of black players, coaches, fans, and staff. We are listening. I am listening. And I will be reaching out to players who have raised their voices and others on how we can improve and go forward for a better and more united NFL family.
Okay. So it's funny. It's kind of like we needed their permission to protest. Now they condone it. Now they understand, and they want us to go out there and protest however we want. It just shows you where we're at right now. This is the same guy who was all against protesting last time. All of a sudden now he's okay with it. What's changed? Nothing has changed. For them, what's changed for us is we came to the end of our 400 years of oppression. And now the Most High has opened up the Gentiles' eyes, maybe halfway, part way, to be able to see all of the things, all the punishment that the Most High's chosen people have gone through. He's going to open their eyes next to who we are. And like I said, once they understand who we are and who our Father is, and our Father says vengeance is his, they're going to realize that they don't get to make up their punishment. The Most High will make up the punishment for them. And he's already said all throughout his book how he's going to punish them. So, we were told in Baruch 4, children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you. Shortly you will see his destruction. And that's exactly where we are. See, you guys have had our Bible for a very long time. And this is how you guys understand it. Just the way Trump looks here, like he doesn't understand what the hell is going on with this book, what this book is how all these pastors and priests have tried to twist it into an all universal book. They've had hundreds of years with our book trying to teach it. And that's why they come up with stuff like this. See, they kind of break down their Hosea. We know that this means that in the lands of our captivity, we're going to be awakened. And where forever it was told that we are not the children of the Most High, there it will say, we are the children of the Most High. But see, when they get our book, they come up with stuff like this. The multiplication of Israel and Judah and their reacceptance as individuals into the Christian church. Thus, the present identifiable Jews of today are not necessarily those that are seen in the fulfillment of this prophecy. See, they try to just twist everything, and that's why there's so little understanding in the world. That's why even here at the end, when the Most High is set to reclaim his people, the Gentiles still seem to think that they get to make up, they can admit their crimes, but they don't think that they're going to have to do the time. But I'm here to tell you that you are going to have to do the time, just like the Most High's children did. Okay? So just think about what's going on. Go deeper than just with the things that they're showing us. Yeah, all of a sudden everybody's down with the black people and everything else. Yeah, they want to be down with us if we are black people, because then voting can fix everything. So new legislation can fix everything. But once you take that next step to realize that we're not black people, we're not African Americans, we are the sons and daughters of the Most High, then they're going to realize they're going to have to deal with our Father. And that's something that they don't want to think about. All praise is to the Most High, Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother, who is wisdom, who is the Holy Spirit. Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.